all rare Dragon 20 run on auto is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to take a look at a team that since I have set this team up, I have not lost a single run on Dragon 20. So I'm going to show you how you can build a very similar team. I'll show you why this team works together. I'll show you what gear that they're rocking. I'll show you the heroes. I'll show you the masteries. We'll cover all of it today in this video. You'll get to watch the gameplay all the way through so you can see how this team works and synergizes together so that you can do the exact same thing too. So I hope you're ready for this. Without further ado, let's go. What is up, everybody? I am B-Hub. I am very happy to bring you this video today because I'm very excited about it. Here's our team that we're going to be running for Dragon 20. Reliquary Tender, Apothocary, Kael, Bellower, and Banshee. So I hope that you recognize a couple of these heroes. Kael and Apothocary are obviously two very well-known heroes. Bellower is a well-known hero. Now, Reliquary Tender is relatively new, so you might not have heard of her yet, but I dropped two guides on her if you want to check her out as well. And then Banshee is one that I've been playing around with here recently, and I've been getting a lot of success out of Banshee. So hopefully you can, see that and maybe find a hero for you to invest in as well. So right off the bat, you'll see how this team, if we're going to drop a ton of debuffs on the opposing team. And that's really one of the ways that we're going to do a lot of our damage. Now our Kael went down, but no worries because our Reliquary Tender can bring him right back to life, and then Apothocary can heal him right back up. So no worries, even if you drop a hero, you can still pick them right back up and just keep going to work with this team. Now I'm going to go over piece by piece why each member is on this team, what they do, what their role is, and how this team works together. So let's start with the obvious. Apothocary is here on this team to give you the speed boost. Apothocary obviously does the increased turn meter and the speed buff that you see right here on these heroes. This is going to help you take more turns. It's going to help you go faster so that you can get a lot of really good hits off with the rest of your characters. Now the other reason Apothocary is on this team is because of the soothing chant, which is going to heal up one of the heroes. So if one of your heroes gets dangerously low on health, then you're just going to get a nice free heal out of Apothocary, and you'll be able to just keep on rolling, and you really don't have to worry all that much. So that's what Apothocary does. But Apothocary is a very simple, straightforward one, obviously, right? Now, Kael is one of the other heroes that you might recognize and know if you have, been playing this game for any length of time. Kael is one of the starter heroes. Kael is the starter hero that I would recommend if you are starting the game. Amazing, amazing hero, and is definitely worth your time and investment. Now, Kael has a lot of different uses that you can get in this game. I mean, Kael can really do it all, and this is showing you the advantage of Kael in something like a Dragon 20 run. So what Kael does is he's able to put those poisons so consistently, and that's what's going to help you actually beat the dragon. The dragon needs you to do a ton of damage. Obviously, it's going to do its inhale ability. It's going to breathe in. We're going to see that here in a second. And Kael is going to be part of the engine that's going to nuke it down so that you will be able to live and not get hit with the biggest dragon attack. So that's what Kael's here for. He's going to do that damage. And that's a really crucial and essential part of this whole thing. If you don't have your poisoner who's going to last all the way to the end, it's going to be so difficult to actually win this fight because the dragon will just nuke you down. So Kael is an essential member of this team. Now, Kael will be replaceable by anybody who could do, lots of poison kind of damage. But he is going to be great for a rare choice. Now, we're using our Banshee. Now, Banshee is on here. She's a hero that maybe you haven't seen before, but Banshee has two AoE attacks. Her first and second attack are both AoE attacks. And then her last attack attacks two heroes at random, or just attacks twice at random. It can hit the same hero. And we have her in stun gear. Because she has those two big AoEs, she is going to be able to help crowd control the rest of the team. So she's going to be there to drop those stuns and to make this fight a little bit easier for us as we go through these waves. Now let's see if we get anybody. So bam, we've got a stun on the Tyrell right here. And that's going to help us out a ton, being able to do that crowd control. Now she also can drop some good debuffs. She can drop block cooldown skills, which is great. It means the opposing team doesn't get to do their best attacks. So she has some really good advantages to her. And that's really what she's there for. She's going to be there for the crowd control. Now, Bellower is very similar. Bellower has so many great debuffs that he places on every single one of his attacks. And we put Bellower in taunting gear so he can place provoke also. Not only will he help tank a lot of this damage and kind of spread it out between him and Kael usually, but he will also place these really crucial debuffs like you just saw right there. Decrease attack, decrease defense. He can place block cooldown skills and decrease speed. So Bellower places so many things, and we have him in that taunting gear so he can also place provoke. So much crowd control in this build. You have the provoke, you have the stun, you have all of the debuffs. It is awesome. And then last we have Reliquary Tender, which is a really, I mean, just amazing addition to this team and really helps it work amazing. So what she does, her A1 has the ability to do a decreased attack of 25% as well, although Bellower usually covers that with his big AoE, so you don't really have to worry about it landing from her because, as you see, Bellower can kind of handle it himself. Now, her A2 is awesome. It removes all debuffs from your entire team and then gives them a continuous heal buff, which is huge, and you get to actually, I mean, this just helps you live so much longer, especially you'll see this when we're actually fighting the dragon. She's going to clear up a lot of those debuffs that the dragon lands, and that's going to be crucial for you. And like you saw in the very beginning of this video, when Kael went down, Reliquary Tender is able to res a hero, and a lot of times what ends up happening is she will res a hero, and then Apothocary will heal the hero, and you will be right back at full health. So here we are at the dragon portion of this, and what you're going to see here, obviously both of those are really great to land with the decreased attack and the decreased defense, but the poisons are what help bring this bar down. So what you're going to see here in a second is you're going to see that bar tick, and you're going to see it drop pretty drastically. Now, a couple of these heroes do have either War Master or Giant Slayer on them. Now my Kael, as you'll see in a little bit, is built for Clan Boss. So is my Apothocary and my Reliquary Tender. And look at that clear of the debuffs. Amazing. She's also currently built for Clan Boss as well. So they do have the ability to hit that proc, which is going to help you take that dragon down. I would recommend that you have some people on your team who can do that. Now Reliquary Tender, you'll see this in a little bit as well. But she is also wearing Toxic Gear. So it's going to be Toxic Gear that's going to have some speed, and that's going to help her land a couple of these lesser poisons, and it's going to really help you in bringing down the dragon. Now, as you can see, we're just really in no danger here on this run. I mean, we're going to have an easy clear. We're going to, you know, like we are not in danger of actually losing this fight. It's just going to be pretty simple, pretty straightforward, easy. And it'll be fine. Even if the dragon manages to get off his big attack, which is definitely possible, bam, we're still not even close to losing this fight. Even if you get hit with it one time, it's not really that big of a deal because you're going to be able to just kind of come right back up. These continuous heals are going to help give you those heals, and Apothocary will help you heal too. And you really don't have to worry about much. I mean, it's just a really fun build. I hope you enjoy, I mean, just the ease of it. And you're going to get some just nice forward, straight, easy wins. Now, the thing you definitely don't want is Reliquary Tender to go down, but realistically, that's probably not going to happen, and you don't have to really worry about it. And yeah, it's going to be, there you go. Heal right back up. Everyone's at full. You get hit with that. She'll clear up that debuff again here in a second, and this fight will be over pretty quick. Now, it is a pretty lengthy run. I mean, this is obviously not your ideal time. I mean, we're probably going to finish this, around 8 minutes, which is, like I said, it's not ideal, but it is so far, 100% auto, and I've won every time, and I wish this was something other than resistance. But there you have it. So there's our Dragon 20 run. Now, let's go check out the gear real quick and the Masteries, and we'll just finish up this video with a nice tight bow on it. Alright, let's go ahead and go over the gear for these characters and the masteries and the builds and all that stuff. But I want to start out by saying this. These heroes could definitely be improved, and you'll see that as we go through. You can definitely change some things around to actually make this better suited for Dragon 20. But that's good news. That means that not everything has to be 100% perfect for you to do this. You can do this stuff, you know, with whatever you got, and hopefully you can make it work. What you really need is a team that's going to be able to carry their weight. You want everyone to synergize well with everybody else, and I think this team does a really good job of that. Everybody does their role, and they do it well. So for Reliquary Tender, we're running the Toxic set so that she can add a little bit of extra damage and those poisons to the dragon to make sure that you're able to down it fast enough and hopefully avoid the big, dragon attack. Now look at this right here off the bat. For her, we want her to be able to survive, and 2 of the most crucial pieces are at level 12. They're not even, all the way up to 16. I'm missing 17% on both of those pieces. So it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Hopefully you can use what you have, and you should be okay. So what we went for here, we wanted to try and get speed on our other rolls, because we do want her to be relatively fast. So she's at a 212. That means she's going to go quick. She's going to be able to cast her remove all debuffs, and she's going to be able to try and poison that dragon a little bit more. Now, the way that I have her built for her masteries is like I would for Clan Boss, which you can check out that video that I did on her for Clan Boss. Either one of those videos that I did, I think you would be fine using. Now, this one has the advantage of the War Master. So you are able to deal a little bit of extra damage on the dragon, and this actually does come in handy. The other advantage of this is if you plan on using her for Clan Boss, you don't have to change her masteries and pick and choose where you use her. You can use her in both, and that's pretty awesome. So that's really Reliquary Tender right there. You don't have to focus on anything other than really the speed. Your accuracy doesn't need to be up, because you don't need accuracy to land debuffs from artifacts. I did a guide on that, on what do you need accuracy for. If you want to know more, check out that video. Up next is going to be Kael. Now for Kael, you do need accuracy, and you can honestly stand to do even more than 208. Every once in a while, he will get resisted, even though his A1, if you level it all the way up, has a 100% chance of actually landing that poison. So as long as your accuracy is high enough, Kael will land that and be able to do the damage that he's designed to do. Now for him, we have him in lifesteal, although with Reliquary Tender and her ability to put the continuous heal to res and Apothecary's heal as well, you could probably stand to do something other than lifesteal if you need to. But for me, I don't have silver right now to switch it out, so lifesteal is what it is. But you could probably get away with something else. For Kael, his masteries are exactly the way that I would have him for Clan Boss also. So this is ending down here in War Master. If you want to see this in action, you can check out my free-to-play video that I did for the Nightmare Clan Boss run, and you can see Kael in action with this build. Pretty similar setup, honestly. So that's Kael. We have him set up with HP and defense percentage to help keep him alive. He's not really here to do a ton of damage, because his damage is going to come from those debuffs. That's what's going to help kill the dragon. Either the waves are just going to take a little bit longer, but it's either survive or don't. So the survivability does really come in handy. Now Apothocary is going to be all speed. We want Apothocary to go as fast as possible. Speed is going to be at 256 for Apothocary, which is pretty fast, but it's okay if you can't get yours as fast. A little bit slower won't hurt you all that much. Apothocary is going to be able to do what it is designed to do. Just get his speed up, as high as you can, and see how it works out for you. Now for Apothocary, you really only need to worry about that speed and that survivability. Now here's, again, good news for Apothocary, is these gloves, I have them, one, not even all the way up, but also they're crit rate gloves, which can be helpful because Apothecary's heal can be critical, but this isn't a necessity. You could switch this out for more survivability or something else, and you could do just fine. And you don't really, so not everything has to be 100% perfect. Now the masteries that I have on Apothocary are the same that I would use for Clan Boss. So again, if you want to see Apothocary in action, you can check out the free-to-play Nightmare Clan Boss run that I did. It's going to end in Giant Slayer down here, and that's going to help you deal a little bit of extra damage to the dragon as well. And Apothocary is just going to go super fast and give you your extra turn boost and things like that. Banshee is up next, and Banshee is going to be here for the crowd control, for the CC. She's going to help stun the rest of your team, and you're going to keep her in the stun gear, and you're going to want her to have some survivability to her. You don't want her to go down. You don't want her to die. Hopefully not. Now, her accuracy could be a little bit higher if you really want to land these debuffs, but here's the thing, is that Bellower lands decreased defense and Bellower lands block cooldown skills, so if you want to just rely on Bellower to do it, you can. You don't have to have her as, super high accuracy, because the stun does not come from the accuracy, it comes from the artifacts. Now her masteries, you could use exactly this right here. I've been finding this to work out okay for me, but she, the damage isn't 100% necessary. You just want to end in this fearsome presence, because that will give you extra opportunity to land the stun from these sets right here. If you want to try a different build with her, you could go a very similar build that Sylar has and run something like this instead, and you should come out just fine with with this kind of a build. as well, and you can, you know, substitute in 2 things down here instead, and you could do that, and Banshee would run still just fine. Just kind of, I've been toying around with her. I'm gonna do a guide on her eventually once I kind of figure out where she's absolutely, you know, what works best for her. But right now this works, and you can complete the Dragon 20 run and it'll be okay. Bellower is last. Now the cool thing about Bellower is, one, I never actually finished getting him all of his masteries. He was going to be a farmer for me, but then I pulled a Skull Crown like early on in the game, and so I switched over to Skull Crown to do my farming. So he never actually got finished. But the cool thing is if you look at this, this is how you would build a Bellower for farming. This is going to be a good damage build right here for him. So, you know, he still works. Now you could switch him over to do a defense, offensive kind of build. You could end it in that Fearsome Presence as well, because we are going to have him in this taunting set. And that Fearsome Presence would give him an additional opportunity, a little bit more percent chance to land the Provoke debuff. And you could do that, and you could get away with that, no problem. The good news is if you are using Bellower as your farmer, if you really needed him for this run, you could switch him over into this kind of gear, and you know, you could do your dragon runs, and you would have, you know, just play with it, but you don't have to switch over the masteries all the time, that's good. So you could run him like this. The way we have him built is, again, we have him with the HP percentage, because he is going to be tanking these hits. He's going to be provoking, and he's going to be getting hit. His accuracy could be a little bit higher, and I have an accuracy banner that's at 8, so definitely could be higher, but guess what? Still broke, so I ain't got it like that right now. But hopefully you can level this up, and you can get some more accuracy on your Bellower, and that'll help him be a little bit more consistent with all of his other debuff placements. And that's really how you build this team. It's not super difficult, it's not really hard. The advantage that you have is, again, for Bellower, you can still run him the same way that you would if he was a farmer. And for 3 of the other heroes, for Apothocary, for Kael, and for Reliquary Tender, you can keep their masteries just like you would for Clan Boss. This means that your heroes can do well in multiple places without you having to just put them in one specific spot. They can multitask. They can do well in other areas. And then Banshee's really going to be used for dungeon waves, for faction wars, and things like that. And so you're not going to use her in Clan Boss, so you don't have to worry about that. So this kind of build for Banshee would be just fine. Now, there you have it. I think that's about everything. So if you have any questions or concerns or comments, you can let me know below, and I will answer those for you. And I thank you so much for watching. If you got something out of this video, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're feeling super generous, you can donate below. If you want to know what gear I used, you can check out the Amazon affiliate links. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it and putting this team together. So thank you, and until next time, peace out.